Okay, here's our video on comparing decimals. And we should know what comparing is. We compare all the time. We compare things that are bigger and smaller. In math, we compare numbers that are greater and so forth. And we compare instinctively. We compare, like, who's better, Batman or Superman, or Elsa or Anna. Anyway, here are the symbols we'll use when we compare decimals, just like we compare whole numbers or integers. So, and you know these signs, right? I can say 6 is greater than 3, right? 6 is greater than 3. We can have 5 is greater than 3. We can have 3 plus 2 equals 5. We can have 7 is less than 9, so forth, right? So just remember this symbol. If you think of Pac-Man, right, the Pac-Man symbol, Pac-Man always wants to eat the greater number. Or think of an alligator. The alligator, right over here, the alligator always wants to eat. It's a bad alligator, but the alligator always wants to eat the bigger numbers. Think of it that way. And you're always pointing to the smaller number. The greater number, the least greater. All right, so let's see if you can do one. What about this? What symbol would you put here? What's greater? Well, you don't have to look too much. You know, we know 8 is bigger than 7, so you can stop right there. So that's the bigger number. Now there's a term we should know. It's called annex. And it means different things in different grades. But in 5th grade, all it means is adding zeros. That's all we do. So let's look at this one here. We have 0.34 and 0.3337. So we're going to add zeros. We're going to align the two decimals. And you might be saying, what are all these words, right? Even SpongeBob and Patrick are going, what is annex? So all we're going to do is align the place value. So let's look at the two numbers, right? And I aligned them up. I added the zeros. That means I annexed. I put 2 zeros near the 0.3400. Remember, it was just 0.34. So all we're doing is, so we can make lines. So we can make these lines like this, and you can do this in the beginning, but you'll get better at this, so you don't have to do this all the time. And go left to right. Go left to right. So let's go left to right. They both share a 3. We're starting here, so they're both even right now. Then keep going. Here's a 4, here's a 3. You can stop right there. So if you go left to right, do it again. Go left to right. They both share a 3, but then you can stop right here. You don't have to go any further because there's a 4 here. So 0.34 is greater than 0.337. And you don't have to add the zeros back. Right? So go left to right. So important thing to remember here is stop when a number is greater when you go left to right. Okay? Let's put a bird in the sky. How's that? A couple of birds. Or pterodactyls, whatever they are. Okay. So again, one more time. We go left to right. You can make these lines if you want to help you. They both had a 3, but there was a 4 here, and we stopped right away. 0.34 is greater. So, see if you can do this by yourself now. What is the bigger number, the greater number? So annex first. That means align. See what you can do. Okay, so we have 0.63 and we have 0.5999. So we put zeros, that's what it means when you annex. And we go what? Left to right. So we can make these lines if we want. Boom, you can stop right away. That's a 0.6. We don't have to go any further. So we know 0.63 is greater than 0.5999. Okay. Let's keep going. Try this one. Okay, so again we have a 1.2, and then we have 0.9999. Was there 5 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 39219, and all these zeros and we go left to right, stop right there. 1.2 is bigger. And you probably knew that without even doing all this. 1.2 is bigger. Is greater. We should get used to the fact that it's greater. Okay? So you can have all these 9s, and sometimes that is what confuses students. You have all these 9s. You can have these 9s going to 1,000 places. But that whole number is bigger than a decimal. So another term, and I'm sure you're familiar with this, is ordering decimals. Order decimals. And that doesn't mean call on the phone and order a decimal, like you ordered a pizza. Right? You have a phone here. Bad phone. Well, bad phone. All right, whatever. You're pressing the numbers, and you're not going to order, I will have 5 decimals to go. No. When we order decimals, we order from greatest to least. Oh, man, something in my throat. Greatest to least, or least to greatest. That's what it means to order. So let's order some decimals over the phone. Let's order these decimals from least to greatest. So that's important to remember when you see a question. Least to greatest or greatest to least. Make sure you know what the question's asking. So I'm asking from least to greatest. See if you can order them. Put them in the proper order. So what do you think? What's the least number here? Is 0.4 greater than 3.9? Well, 3.9 has an integer. There's a whole number. So we know 3.9 is bigger right away. 1.7 is bigger. We go left to right. 0.4 is smaller than 0.509. Right? If you wanted to line them up, here's 0.4, here's 0.509. Left to right, we can stop right away. 0.509 is bigger. But we shouldn't say bigger, we should say greater. Good. So as we can see, the smallest number here, or the least number here, is 0.4. Cross it off. What's next? Well, 3.999 is bigger than 1.7. It's bigger than 0.509. It's bigger than 0.59. So what's bigger between these two numbers? Not bigger, but greater. They both share a 3. There's a 9 here, and there's a 0 there, so we can stop right away. This number is the greatest number we have there. So let's just circle that from now on. So the next least number is between 0.509 or 0.59. Left to right. They both share a 5. This has a 0. This has a 9. This is the least number. So it's 0.509 is next. All right. And if you keep doing this, then we have 0.59. Bring that up a little. Then we have 1.7. 1.7. Oops, made a mistake. We want to line that up. Make that a big giant decimal. Okay. Now it looks like the time sign. So let's do it over. 1.7. Right. Then we had 3.089. And then, of course, the last one, 3.999. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Always double check. So that's what ordering decimals are. Let's do one more problem. What decimal is less than 56.8? Just to review, remember 56.8 is also this, right? And we can reduce that. But what decimal out of these three is less than 56.8? And you can annex if you want to. And what does annex mean? Adding zeros. Good. So they both have a 56, so we know they're tied. They all have 56. So now we have to go to the decimals. This has a 0.8. This has a 0.8. This has a 0.8. This has a 0.7. Let's stop right there. This one is less. Just put a check mark. Now are these less? Well, this has 0.8, and now there's a 0 there. They both have an 8. This has a 0, this has a 1, so this one's greater. This one has an 8, 8, 0, 0, and then we can add another 0 and a 1. So this one's greater. So which decimal's less? This one, 56.789. which is 56 and, remember the decimal means and, 789 thousandth. We can write it like this, just for practice. All right, great job.